Stop here at the game for a second. Okay, so I want you to know, you warned me, and I wanted to make sure I was going to do something good for you. Yeah, I prepared for you, Chris. You warned me you were going to do this. So I went and made Spark Notes for a bunch of stories that I personally really like, just so I didn't miss anything. So I'm going to give you an option. We have Patton and the Great Hero Abandoned Rear, Julius Caesar and the Pirates, Clement V, Avion and the Templar, the Western Schism or the Time of Three Popes, Caligula's beef with Neptune, and the British War Illusionist. Those are the ones I prepared for today. They're just the ones off the top of my head. Just so I could make sure I didn't forget any of the minute details. I will give you, though, Patton is fairly quick. If you do that one, I'll let you choose one more, actually. So, I might just tell you that one anyway. So, which one do you want to hear? Caesar and the Pirates. Alright, so, you gotta know a little bit about Caesar. So, he became the head of his house at 16. He became a politician, the high priest of Jupiter, all this between the ages of 16 and 18. And we're talking, his family was old political lineage. Make sure you breathe when you're telling a story. All right. His family was an old political lineage, very old, to the point where he was having assassination attempts done on him when he was still a small child. So around the age of 18, kind of 19, the times are kind of not really known very well. His uncle gets involved in the Civil War with one of his biggest political rivals, which ends up losing. His uncle's put to death. Most of his family's put to death except his wife and his mother, who were cousins of the political rival. So even though Julius was neutral in the war, his mother and wife were both on the side of the guy who won, he was a target, being a male from the previous one. So he gave up everything and went into hiding. And eventually joined the army, which was a big deal because as a high priest of Jupiter, a priest of Jupiter at all, you were banned from touching horses. You couldn't sleep more than 3 nights outside your own bed or ever sleep outside of Rome. And you could never gaze upon an army because they believed that it brought the wrath of the gods upon them. So anyway, this is all before he even turns 20 years old. He ends up gaining distinction as a field commander at the Siege of Miltene at 19 years old, and became a general shortly after. So back to the plot, though. So it's 75 BC. He's 25 years old at the time. He's traveling to Rhodes to study oratory. A band of Sicilian pirates finds his boat, and they realize who's on it, and they're like, "Oh, it's this guy. Oh, we could ransom him back for a lot of money." So they snatch him, and they snatch the boat up, and they ask for 20 talents. So a talent isn't an exact measurement of monetary value in any way. They were either gold or silver bars, anywhere from 72 to 110 pounds. Either way, the average talent, like, it's said that one gold talent could pay an entire Roman legion's pay. The entire legion, which was, a ton of guys. I don't remember the exact number off the top of my head. So, of course, the pirates are like, all right, we're going to ransom you back for 20 talents. Julius laughs in their faces and just goes, you should ask for 50. And then he turns to his guys and he goes, all right, you're going to let my entourage here go out into the world and find 50 talents, because I refuse to be ransomed back for anything less than 50 talents. The pirates are just kind of astonished, but they're like, oh, okay, our captain's going to give us more money. Cool. So they let it happen. So he gets stuck with the pirates for 38 days. And during this time, he starts ordering them around like his house servants. He starts, when they try to order him back, he hushes them. Like, there's literally, one of the other captives is said that he literally just put his finger on a guy's face and told him no and hushed him at one point. and it's I love that image personally. He even made them listen to his speeches and poems, and like my one professor always called it ancient Roman slam poetry. And anytime they would make him mad, he'd be like, all right, when we get this all done, I'm gonna crucify you guys. They laughed it off, like, yeah, okay, no, we're gonna laugh our way to the bank. So like I said, 38 days this happens. His entourage comes back with the 50 talents, and they release Caesar. They make good on their deal, and the pirates think they get off scot-free. Caesar and his entourage land in the town of, or the province of Miletus, or the town of Miletus in the province of Roman Asia, which is a thing that no longer exists, but it's what they called their province. And at the time, he was still technically on the run from the Civil War. So he's not even a citizen of the province. He holds no office, which in Rome, you could be a citizen of an individual province and be an outlaw in a different province and be, you know, it was like being in separate countries, but they were all in Rome. It's just the way they did things. So he lands, he goes, hey, I'm Julius Caesar, son of Julius Caesar, because Julius Caesar's dad was also named Julius Caesar. That's another fun bit. But I'm sorry, his dad died when he was 16. But either way, his dad was a renowned politician as well. But so he goes, I'm Julius Caesar, son of Julius Caesar. You know, one of the previous leaders of this province. I need a naval force, and I need it in the next 12 hours. And he gets it. He literally just is standing in some random fishing village and raises a naval force to go after these pirates. He goes after him and catches him 3 days later. So during all this, his wife and his mother have been trying to get his name cleared because they, you know, want him to be able to come home. And the governor of Asia province is the guy who won the Civil War. Has not let it, and then he finds out that Caesar captured this group of Sicilian pirates that had been hounding his shores, and he's like, okay, fine, we'll forgive you, you're allowed to come home and stuff. So Caesar, instead of being thankful, goes, I need you to crucify all these guys, they captured me. And the governor of Asia province goes, look, I just forgave you, we're not going to go this far, I don't want to waste resources on a few pirates, we're going to put them in the conscripts and the legionnaires, we'll use them as human shields. So Caesar goes, all right, fine, I'll take care of it myself. He marches down to the jail they're all being held, rounds the guards up once again by going, hi, I'm Julius Caesar, son of Julius Caesar, you're going to do what I say, and proceeds to stand there for 2 days watching every one of the pirates he captured being crucified. So, yeah, that's the time Julius Caesar got captured by pirates. Yeah. Well, yeah, captured. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the Great Hero Abandoned Rear because I really like this story. It's really dumb. So it's 1917 because Patton was he was not the renowned general he was in World War II, but he was. All right, let me drink first. Yeah. So Patton was still a renowned tank commander, but he was not the Patton he would become in World War II. He's in a French town of it's Bourg, French town of Bourg, and the mayor comes to his camp and he's crying, and Patton is kind of like, all right, well, what's going on? Well, the mayor goes, why didn't you tell me that one of your soldiers died? And Patton's real confused. So he gets his aides and everything, and he goes with the mayor. It's like, all right, what do you mean? And he goes, well, we found a memorial for your soldier. Why didn't you tell me that you died? So Patton's like, all right, fine. And they go over there. The mayor leads them to the company latrine, which if you don't know, a latrine is a temporary hole in the ground used as a toilet. The mayor and the local people who were not native English speakers had misread the phrase latrine, which is of French, of Romance language origins, as abandoned rear, because that's really what, yeah, outhouse, porta potty, because it more directly translates to abandoned rear. You know, you use it as a toilet. So Patton, being Patton, doesn't correct him, because the mayor and all the local people think that this is a soldier's name. For some reason, the soldiers had a really weird fucking name. So Patton goes, all right, no, it's fine. Sorry, I didn't want to, you know, upset you guys or anything. It won't happen again. Patton rolls out, war ends, everything happens. 26 years later, World War II, breaks out. It's 1943. Patton rolls into Borg again. This time he is the Patton, and the mayor's long since passed on and everything. But you know, some of the older members that were there remember him, and they're like, "Oh, General, oh, we're so glad to see you again. We wanted to make sure that you knew we've been maintaining the grave of the great American hero abandoned rear this whole time." And they lead him to the latrine that has been kept in pristine condition the entire 26 years he's been gone. And Patton, once again being Patton, does not correct them and just lets it go and rolls on out of town. So that's how the town of Borg learned about the great American hero abandoned rear. So yeah, that is one of my favorite World War II stories. So I'm gonna keep these mark these as red, and I'm gonna keep these spark notes, and I'm gonna add to them with more things that I think about. Yeah, no, like I said, the other one's fairly short, so, and I just really like it, so I just wanted to tell it. So but I marked him as red, so we will